Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4, and today we're also going to be looking at my 5 least favourite tracks within Ride 4. Now this is going to include DLC tracks and the base tracks of Ride 4, but first and foremost it is only going to be 5 on this list because I couldn't pick any more than just 5. So starting at number 5, we have Snetterton 200, probably not what you're going to expect because British patriotism in the last video kind of strung true, as I had 4 in my top 4 of favourite British tracks, but here in Snetterton I'm not a big fan of this particular track, and this goes from Snetterton 300, 200 and 100. I don't particularly like the flat, straight track. There's just not much to it. There's nothing really wants me to play on Snetterton, and unfortunately it did make 5 on the list, which is not necessarily a bad thing because of course these tracks are still good. It's just that I wouldn't choose to play any of these tracks if the option is to choose a different track. Snetterton's okay, it's the only one that barely made it to top 5, or at least bottom 5 in this list, I guess if you wish, and it just barely made it just because simply it's just a boring track for me. I never really enjoy it. It's very flat, there's no undulation, and the corners are too and far between, and the fact that Snetterton 200 actually gets rid of the best part of Snetterton, for me it's that middle section, and it doesn't have that. It's just pretty much a couple of straight lines and a little bit of chicane. You're going to see another track later on in this video that's actually got a lot of straights as well, and I think you might be expecting it, but Snetterton 200 unfortunately made the list for top 5 on the bottom 5 favourite tracks, if you will. So let's move on to number 4. Of course, getting close to the podium, but now this time it's number 4, and it's going to be Monza. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be a little bit miffed with my selection of putting Monza on this list, but I'm just not a fan of the Italian GP track. It's just a little bit boring for me. It's a incredible track in the sense of the history and the passion behind it, but I just don't think it's that interesting. It's just massive straights and a little bit of chicanes here and there. I've just never really enjoyed playing Monza in any video game I've ever played, and here in Ride 4 I don't enjoy playing Monza here either. Now the Mondial Piega is a terrific bike, and I do enjoy using this bike as much as possible, so that's why I'm using it in today's video, but it still didn't make Monza any more exciting. There are some good parts such as Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, that's quite fun. Of course, the Parabolica, I guess when you come out with there really fast, it's kind of interesting, but after you've done like 5 laps of it, I am totally done with Monza. Now, I've done endurance races here, and I've done sort of just 10 laps, 27 laps, whatever laps it may be on this track, and I've got very bored after a couple of laps. It's that long straight, just sitting there holding down the tuck-in button and just holding the right trigger. Just doesn't really thrill me. Monza just isn't a track for me. I appreciate the history, I appreciate how much people love this track, but for me, I just don't particularly like this track. Probably the best experience I've had at this track was when we all played Ride 4 online in a live stream many moons ago, where Lemuel literally catapulted himself into oblivion on the start by accelerating too much, and wheeling into oblivion was probably the best part about Monza for me. But going into the Parabolic in a moment's time, we're going to go hard on the brakes, of course, going up to the Motul sign, and then that's pretty much it. That's entertainment over for Monza. Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't dislike the video yet because I've still got more tracks to discuss, but I can appreciate that you're probably already giving me a massive thumbs down for choosing Monza in this 5 list. Let me know in the comment section down below what you feel about Monza. So now we go to our podium, and it's time for number 3 on the list. It's Nürburgring Mullen-Backschleife. Now, this is not the full track. This is not the Sprints track, whatever it's called. This is the shortest version of Nürburgring you can find in Ride 4, and it literally only has about 5 corners, and one of the corners is just absolutely horrendous, which you'll see in a moment's time. You've probably played this in the early life stage of Ride 4, where going through the tutorials and some of the most basic things to do, where this track is just, I just don't understand what the point of the middle part of the track is. It's very, very difficult to navigate, and it just feels so counterintuitive. This track is amazing, and to have this random middle part is just, for me, I don't like it at all. I really don't. It's just an awkward looking corner, it's ugly to look at as well. I don't like using this variant of the Nürburgring at all. I will probably never use it again unless it's part of an actual career mode objective, other than that, I'll probably never do it again. It's just not for me. Yes, you have the Dunlop Kerr. Yes, you have the Michael Schumacher part, and that's about it. The rest of it is just bland. Very, very bland. And of course, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments section down below. I'm always eager to hear what your bottom 5 are going to be for Ride 4. Now, it was hard to choose 5 because I love all the tracks pretty much in Ride 4. The picking of the top 10 was the best part because I had a chance to be passionate. This one's I'm looking at tracks I'm not so much fond of, and it's never good to be bashing on certain things, but unfortunately for this one, I'm just really not a fan. And you're going to see the next 2, again, I'm not going to be fans of, but number 1 is definitely my most hated track. But for now, we go on to number 2, and I'm sorry to every single Brazilian that's followed me. Interlagos, I just don't like this track. It's just awkward to handle. It's just different in its own way, which I respect in the sense of a Grand Prix track. Again, with the history being incredible at this Grand Prix circuit, it just isn't for me. It looks cool, but I just hate playing Interlagos on Ride 4. If it ever comes up, I am likely to skip it. If it's coming up on an online session, I'm voting the hell away from Interlagos. Not a circuit I've ever enjoyed. The corners are all awkward. There's not one corner I could say I actually really enjoy tackling in Interlagos. I find all of them to be awkward and completely counterintuitive for my riding style. Major props and respect goes to the ones who absolutely nail it round this circuit. For me, it'll never be one of my tracks that I'm going to take a world record in. I'm not even going to attempt. So, Interlagos, not for me. Even the first corner, you basically just cut half of the rumble strip anyway, and pretty much all of us do. I think even I did it in today's video. The centre corner for me, unfortunately, not a fan either. I just have nothing polite to say about Interlagos, unfortunately. There may be a few parts that I could say I kind of enjoy, but the majority of this I just don't like. The final sector for me is the worst. I hate that long, straight, angled left-hander, if that makes sense. It's just not for me. I really don't like the track. I don't find it enjoyable. And after a couple of laps here, I'm pretty much bored of it as well. Suzuka almost made this list for the same reason, that I'm getting bored of Suzuka, and I think if I'm bored of a track after a couple of laps, it's going to go in this list. But so unfortunately, Interlagos made it. But I don't think anyone is going to disagree with me on number 1. The Daytona International Speedway. It's an oval. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an oval. I don't like it. There's not much else for me to say. I have said the second this DLC came out that this was my worst track of all time. I don't enjoy doing this at all. I did a 30-lap race on this one, and I think I just whinged all the way through it. Not for me. I get the appeal, I get the history, and I understand why people like it, because you're pushing bikes to the absolute limit, you're going extremely fast, but I never enjoy it. Going up against the AI, it's just absolutely lapping them after lap after lap after lap, and playing online in this track is just absolute carnage anyway, because people just bump into you. So, I don't know, Daytona for me, it's just an oval. I'm looking for undulation, I'm looking for tight corners, I'm looking for long corners, I'm looking for short upshifting, chicanes, reverse corkscrews, you name it. Unfortunately, Daytona's International Speedway offers me nothing. But, with that being said, I'm going to do another lap. Because I still don't think I've finished what I'm going to say, and that is just simply, Daytona is just an oval. There's not much else for me to say. I just don't really like this track. I don't even know why I've done another lap now. Maybe I was that suckered into doing another one because I just don't enjoy it, but who knows. I've tried to actually do some affinity levels with the bikes on this track, where I do like 30 laps just going round and round and round and round. And yeah, it's helped. I've got a bit of affinity on some of the motorcycles I've done, but I can't say I'm proud of doing it because it was bloody boring. But yeah, I guess that's the thing about it. Let me know in the comment section down below what your bottom 5 tracks are going to be. Let me know if you completely disagree or if you agree with me in any way, shape or form. Bear in mind that this is just a bit of fun. All motorcycle tracks are fantastic, and Ride 4, every single track is awesome in its own way. But these are my bottom 5 favourite tracks. So don't take it personal if you're a fan of these tracks. I love pretty much everything about Ride 4, and I love you guys too, so don't feel offended. But upon that note, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed this little fun video, and if you have any more suggestions, let me know in the comments section down below for top 5s or top 10s, and of course I've still got a list of a lot of Ride 4 top 10s to get through, so bear with me for now. But guys, on that note, thanks for watching as always. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi! Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.